Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here, continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do it on the jam session. We cook up every single game, every single day. We cashed another NBA Player of the Day yesterday on the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies, our favorite money-making team, man. We've cashed on them boys unlike any other team the last 2 seasons. We had them back-to-back days, Thunder Buddies times 2. And they got it done at the crib. Shout out them boys, man. We love them. Thunder Buddies for life. That brings us to 27, 16, and 2 last 45 on our NBA play of the day, man. Just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward there. You can scoop that play up today over at Pickdawgz Premium because we have a really solid card tonight in NBA action. 8 games. Y'all know the drill. I'm finna cook it up and try to smash it for you guys right now, per usual. What else happened last night? Yeah, I know my comments gonna be filled with this, man. The Mavs. I fell asleep last night. I'm calling a spade with y'all boys. I fell asleep early last night. So I didn't even see the collapse. I went to bed. They were up huge. I woke up, and of course, my Twitter going crazy. I got to go watch it. I got to go back and watch it. I'm going to do that later on today, but I don't know how they collapsed like that, man. So I got to go back and see how they did it, man. I know. They're on the back end of a back-to-back in Minnesota today. Y'all know how I feel about Minnesota, the house of disappointment, but I've also called a spade a spade. Them boys have gone stupid, dummy, crazy at the crib this season. We'll see what we do in that game here in a little bit. But Money Making Thursday, man. Let's smash it per usual. I appreciate each and every one of you boys and girls. If you appreciate the content, hey, smash that like button for your guys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Twitter all day long. There's a link for that in the description below. And, of course, I have premium plays over at the site. You can hop on something long-term. Let me help you make some money over an extended period of time. You can join my All Access Club. The information is in the description below. Hey, just trying to make some money heading into the new year. New year on the horizon, man. Let's close it out on a high note. And without further ado, let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. All right, man, let's do it. Let's do it. First game up, we got the best team in the NBA versus the worst team in the NBA. I'm not catching the falling knife with the Detroit Pistons. Not in Boston. Can't do it. Won't do it. Short, sweet, simple. I'm looking to lay the 20 points with the Celtics, essentially. They should win this game by 21 plus. Is my thought process. That 21 skunk should be the score in this game is what I expect. I understand that Tatum and Jaylen Brown are game time decisions. I think they play. We'll see. The line seems to reflect that they do. If you want to wait, I would say wait and see if they do play. But it's Celtics or nothing for me here. And if they don't, the line's going to come down a bit, and I would still look at taking Boston. I'm not looking at taking Detroit. Worst team in the NBA versus the best. Celtics should run these boys smooth off the floor. The thing about the Pistons, here's the thing, is they're so bad now that teams know they're that bad, so they hoop on them. Like, they don't want to, teams don't want to be the team to end the losing streak against the Pistons, the worst losing streak in NBA history. No team wants to be on the other side of that. To be said that we were the team that lost that game. And then B, I know they haven't been just god-awful against the number, but they still are pretty bad against the number. Like I said, they're 10, 19, and 1 good teams, and, you know, even bad teams come in here and hoop when they play the Pistons. I can't trust them on the road. So, short, sweet, simple. It's Boston or nothing for me there. Next game up, this should be a fairly good one. We got the Indiana Pacers, one of my money-making teams, a team we've been on a ton this season, a.k.a. the Halliburtons, man. That's what we call them here on the Gym Session. They're on the road in Chicago, but they're favored, and I like them, and I'm taking them. I'm taking the Halliburtons. I'm taking the Pacers in this one. They showed me something. I think they're finally out of the funk that they were in leaving Vegas. I think they're finally out of it, and they're about to return to the team that they were earlier in the season. That's my thoughts. You know what I mean? Chicago, I got to give them some credit. They hooping. They've won 4 of their last 5, but I just don't like this spot for them. I know this is going to be their 5th straight home game. I usually like this spot for a lot of teams. And we already seen Chicago beat Indiana earlier this season in Indiana, 112-105. I like the Pacers here, though, guys. I do. And in all honesty, I'm not overly in love with today's card because I can't really verbalize why I like some of these games. And so, like this one, The spot and everything says Bulls. But in my heart, I just like the Pacers in this game. I do. And I think they're favored in this game for a reason. I think they're the better team. I know the Bulls are playing the better basketball, but I think the Pacers are the better team. I think they go into Chicago and win this game. We'll see if that happens, if it comes to fruition. But I like the Pacers in that one. Next game up, we were talking about it in the intro. My favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, man, off the collapse last night. Now out on the road in Minnesota, facing the Timberwolves, where they've low-key, say it with me now, have gone stupid, dummy, crazy. Minnesota currently at the crib this season, straight up. I know we don't really care about straight up here, but straight up, they're 12-1. They've only lost one game in Minnesota all season. Whew, them boys open. ATS Minnesota is 8-3-2 against the number at the crib, so they've covered in 72.7% of their games. Are we really ready to lay double digits with them on my Mavs, who I know they let us down last night as a home favorite? They always do that. They just always do. They always let us down as a home favorite. On the road, would you believe me if I told you they're the third best ATS road team in the NBA? Would you believe me? One, you already know who it is. Our favorite money-making team, the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies. Two, the second best ATS team in basketball, the Philadelphia 76ers. Three, it's the Dallas Mavericks on the road. They're 10-6 against the number. They've covered in 62.5% of their games. So they seem to play their better basketball out on the road, especially getting points. Straight up on the road, the Mavs been hooping as well. What are they, 10-6? Straight up out on the road. It's a tough game. It's a tough game. Looming over this game, of course, is injuries. And I can't really tell you guys right here, right now, at this point in the morning, who's in, who's out. I would not be surprised at all if Luka sat tonight. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Right now, though, at the time of recording, he's not on this injury report. But the line, in my opinion, seems to suggest that he's not going to play. Because if this line, and I say that because they're on the back end of a back-to-back. So it's like, what would this line be regularly? 5? 6? You feel me? At least that's what I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong and I'm a little biased. We'll see. All in all, if Luka plays and this line is 10.5, I'm on the Mavs. Short, sweet, simple. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I know the T-Wolves be balling at the crib, but if they're going to give me 10.5 with one of the best players in the league on the road where his team has really hooped thus far this season, I gave y'all the numbers, I'm going to take them, man. The Mavs are not nearly as bad against the number this year as they were last year. They're 16-15 against the number. 18-13 straight up. It's a good basketball team. In a revenge spot, if they're going to give me 10.5 and Luka plays, I'm taking it. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. We'll see if he plays. And if he doesn't, of course, I'll update you guys as soon as I find out anything on Twitter. Next game up, Utah Jazz out on the road facing the New Orleans Pelicans. This one's short, sweet, simple. I'm on the Pelicans here. Bounce back spot at the crib. The Jazz have been hooping. We got to give them a little credit. They won 4 of their last 5, including 3 straight on the road. That is really surprising to me because we know the Jazz are ass on the road. Straight ass. Just a fade. We got to kind of take it with a little grain of salt. 2 of the wins were against the other 2 worst teams in the NBA, the Detroit Pistons and the San Antonio Spurs. Yes, they did go in there and win. Shout out to them. The one that is like, okay, that's a really good win. They went in there and beat the Raptors. 126-119. Y'all know how we feel about the Raptors here on the jam session as well, though. So here's the thing. The Pelicans, they've lost not one but both meetings to the Jazz thus far this season. Both meetings were in Utah, though. And we know Utah. In Utah, they be hooping. We've been betting Utah in Utah and fading their ass on the road. I'm fading them on the road here. The books seem to agree with me that the Jazz, they know how terrible the Jazz are out on the road. That's why they're an 8.5-point dog against a team they've beaten twice this year. They suck out there. They just suck. It just is what it is. 5th straight road game. It's a terrible spot. Double revenge at the crib for New Orleans, who have lost 3 of their last 4. This is a typical and a classic bounce-back spot, and I expect the Pelicans to win this game fairly comfortably. A double-digit win should coast to a really comfortable win. Remember, the Jazz have played how many games on the road this season? Let's say 16. 10 of those, they were beaten by 15 plus. So, there's that. Pelicans for me in that one. Next game up, another really, really good one. We got the Memphis Grizzlies out on the road facing the Denver Chicken Nuggets. Chicken Nuggets laying 7.5 at the crib. All right. We've been on Memphis every game since Ja has been back. We've rolled them the entire way. We're 4-0 on the Grizzlies since the return of Ja Morant. Hats off to them boys, man. We've been on the Grizzlies. But we hopping off here. I'm hopping off here, and I'm laying it with the Nuggets at the crib. Here's why. I know I've been telling you guys I love the aura for Ja Morant. I think that, he's the heart and soul of this Memphis team. You can see it, and we've seen it. They won 4 straight, and they're trying to get back into things. And I think as the season progresses, they are going to get back into things. But here, tonight, this is where it all kind of comes to a halt. You feel me? Hey, Denver, I know they haven't really showed us much thus far this season, but I ain't giving up on them, man. We know what's up with Denver, especially in these late windows, man. They go stupid, dummy, crazy. They were the inventor of stupid, dummy, crazy, man, and we know what's up with Memphis. They suck on the road, man. They do, typically. These last few games was the momentum. It was the momentum carrying forward, but I think the momentum has kind of wore out. I just think this is a spot where the Grizzlies finally get throttled. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I think Jaren Jackson has a really long night tonight trying to guard Jokic. I watched the entire Christmas Day game, 18 free throws, and they're not like flopping free throws. Now I'm outworking you and you can't stop me. So the only way you can try to stop me is to foul me. That's how Jokic be hooping. I love Jokic. Murray was out there getting busy as well. Michael Porter never swing the rock. Porter Jr. was out there splashing early. I think the Nuggets go crazy at the crib tonight. I think this is the spot to hop off of the Grizzlies. Not overcomplicating this one, man. The Nuggets go stupid, dummy, crazy at the crib. I'm going to lay the points with them here in this one. Next game up, we got the Golden State Warriors out on the road facing the Miami Heat. The Warriors got the cover against the Nuggets on Christmas Day. I had the Nuggets, lost by 6. Line was 6.5. Ew, disgusting. They're now back at the crib laying 3.5, and I just don't trust the Warriors laying 3.5. I don't bet the Heat often, but when I do bet the Heat, I typically bet them out on the road as, small dogs. They're going to compete here. This game's going to come down to the wire. It's a 50-50 game. As far as I'm concerned, the Warriors are a true 50-50 team. I know it's the Warriors, and I know that sounds crazy, but they're a 50-50 team. They 15-15 and 15-15 against the number. You don't get no more 50-50 than that. And if I'm going to be in a 50-50 game, I'd rather I tell you all the time, attack the plus money or have the points in my back pocket. And that's what I have with the Heat here. And we typically look to bet Miami mainly on the road. This is just how I think, man. This is how I break down the games. It's Miami here for me. Not one of my favorite games tonight, but it's the Heat in that one. Next game up. 2 games left, I believe. We got the San Antonio Spurs plus 4.5 out on the road facing the Blazers. We're just going to fade San Antonio, man. I tried to take a money line their last game against the Jazz, and no, this team's awful. The Blazers, they got the more talent. The Blazers, we've seen them beating some bad teams. This should be a spot where they beat a bad team at the crib. They came off a win in their last one. Should kind of keep that momentum rolling forward. Give me Portland here. Fading San Antonio. I can't even look in their direction. Last game up. I don't really like this game either. We got the Lake Show laying 12.5. Am I rushing to go lay 12.5 with the Lake Show? No. Would I be surprised if they won this game by 15 plus? No. Would I be surprised if Charlotte won this game outright? No. It's just one of those games, man. I think this is a stay-away game. I lean Lakers. I do. I lean Lakers. I'm probably not betting this game, though. 12.5 with the Lakers, the way they've been playing, is kind of crazy. But the Hornets, they are a bad team. Should be a get-right spot at the crib for the Lake Show. But, again, not rushing to the window to bet this one. And that's going to conclude this episode of my NBA Jam Session. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you boys and girls that tune in and watch this video. If you appreciate the content that I do, man, hey, smash that like button for your guy, man. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Twitter all day long, man. There's a link for that in the description below. And of course, I have premium plays over at the site, man, including my NBA play of the day, man. Scoop that up if you want it. If not, man, continue to watch the jam session. Continue to do what you do. I appreciate all you boys and girls just the same. Let's make some money tonight, man. Let's continue to kick the crap out of the books. New year on the horizon. Let's close the year out on a high note. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs, man. I'll see y'all soon. I'm out of here.